Hey everyone, good evening, and I hope you're having a great week. I wanted to follow up from my first video last week where I spoke about figuring out your why. I used LinkedIn as an example. I asked why would you be connecting on LinkedIn, or why should you be on LinkedIn? And a good friend of mine actually pointed out in the comments to my video that the questions had relevance to life itself. I couldn't agree more, because LinkedIn, if you think about it, reflects life. You're in an ecosystem where there's loads of things happening around you. There's lots of content, there's lots of people, businesses, friends, well-wishers, influencers, all of whom are trying to tell you or influence what you do. So with that in mind, if you remember, I spoke about three things: passion, objectives, and purpose. Today I want to talk about passion. What is passion? Passion has its roots in the Latin word pati, which means negative. It means suffering and enduring, which I thought was actually quite negative. So I continued doing some more research, and turns out that there are two schools of thought around passion. One school says that you need to find your passion. Passion should be the thing that directs everything that you do in life, to the exception of everything else. It has to be your guiding light, your North Star. And there's a whole industry that's come up around this school of thought that helps you discover your passion. So there's loads of games that you can play, there's lots of activities that you can do, questions that you can ask, and you come out at the end of it, hopefully having discovered your passion. The second school of thought says, look, forget about your passions, because they're pretty much like interests, and interests change over time, right? So when you're 5 years old, you're interested in fairies and firemen. When you're 10, you're interested in wizards and, I don't know, celebrities. Maybe at 15, you have your first crush or something. So interests change over time, right? So forget about discovering your passion. Instead, go out and do something meaningful with your life. Go take meaningful action that is valuable to somebody else. Go explore, figure out what need to be solved, what problems there are, get feedback. And if you do all of these things, when you add value to people, passion will follow. You'll discover your passion. I thought it was really interesting that both these schools of thought, although they approach it from a different perspective, they actually have something in common. They both focus on doing. So knowing what your passion is but not doing anything with it is really useless. And if you don't know what your passion is, then just go out there and do something meaningful, and passion will follow. Which camp do you sit in? Which one do you believe in? Do you know what your passions are, and therefore are you doing something meaningful with them? Or if you don't know what your passions are, what are you doing about it? I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to focus my third video on objectives, and my next video after that on purpose. And then all of these three, passion, objectives, and purpose, POP, are going to tie back to your why. I'm really looking forward to continuing this video series. Follow me, like, share if this makes sense to somebody that you know. And as usual, please give me your comments and advice. And I did this facing me because so many of you have asked to see me on the videos. So I hope this turns out well. Thank you very much.